What's up, everybody? This is my review of A Minecraft Movie, directed by Hess, starring Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge, and it's whatever. There is nothing unique, there is nothing interesting I found in this video game adaptation movie. I mean, I made a video not too long ago about where I think Hollywood is going to go next, as far as since Marvel is kind of on the downturn. There's much less interest in comic book adaptation movies. And so I thought, video games is where it's going to go. It's a huge industry, many, many, many more times more profitable than the movie industry. So I figured, that's the direction they're going to go in. But they still haven't figured it out yet. They still haven't figured out the balance between, catering to the fans of the game and catering to moviegoers. And especially with the movie like Minecraft, that is no story. You're just building a world out of nothing, basically. But it's not like, The Last of Us or Halo, name any video game that has a storyline to it. I mean, Super Mario Brothers even. You got to have a strong story to anchor the movie, because in the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a movie that needs a story, and then you add in elements of the game to cater to the people that love the game so much. And I feel like they just didn't really know what to do and what direction to fall on. And, that's why I like this. It's so flimsy. I mean, it has such huge echoes of Jumanji, another Jack Black movie, that, you know where it's going to go. And unless you play the video game, you're not going to understand the references. And there's so many references that it kind of takes you out of the story, which is flimsy at its best. And then you're just kind of wondering, okay, wait, I don't understand where that piece of information comes from or why it's even mentioned. So that's where I am with it. I mean, it's basically Jack Black's character who is been stuck in the game for a very, very long time. And out of nowhere, a bunch of other people show up and he kind of has to show them, the ropes of how things work in this world. And Jack Black is kind of just there being his most Jack Black, with his, crazy mannerisms, his voice inflections, his jokes and all of that. And, Jason Momoa is kind of interesting because he's not playing like the super tough badass that, most people know him like from Khal Drogo and maybe even Aquaman. He's just kind of being silly, which is, it's good in certain situations, but I just don't think the filmmakers and the writers really kind of cater to how his comedic timing works best. So in the end, it just kind of ends up being more annoying, than funny. And then there's this weird moment where a Minecraft character goes into the real world and goes on a date with Jennifer Coolidge's character. And it just feels like it's padding time. It's just, there's so many things that in this movie where it's like, okay, we're going to put it in there just to be funny. It's not being funny to service the story. It's being funny for the sake of being funny. It's referencing aspects of the video game for the sake of referencing those aspects of the video game. Nothing is really in the service of the story. Nothing is really in the service of developing the characters more so that we can relate to them, so we can kind of go on that journey with them and be invested in what obstacles they face and how they overcome those obstacles. It's just, look, I'm all for popcorn fun. Just pop in a Michael Bay movie and you have popcorn fun, but even Michael Bay movie has a strong story. It has interesting characters to follow. This just kind of feels just airbrushed, just, a piece of candy with way too much sugar on it. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'll wait for this to come on streaming if I were you. I wouldn't pay money to go to a movie theater and check this out. It's not really that worth it. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.